All right, Simon. So,
Yeah.
when it comes to 2024, what is the one piece of technology right now that has you absolutely fascinated to the point where you will spend your free time either reading up on it, learning it, or you have a deep down desire to leave your family and spend a few days in a in a place with fast internet just dealing with the playing with this technology? Yeah.
Besides Pesh,
Yeah.
that's like I'll spend hours a day on that. But
Okay.
when I'm away from that, well, there's two things. One is the AI pin, the humane AI pin.
Humane offer. You have one?
No.
Oh, okay. I want to know. I thought that only went out to journalists. Yeah.
No, but while it got some scathing reviews, it's one of those things that I'm like, I kind of want to know where this could go,
Yeah.
You know, a V1 product like that, you know, it will come with, you know, a lot of disappointment, but also like, this kind of interesting. But more than that, it's like, because I'm experiencing this, is like Tesla's new full self-driving. I don't know if you've heard of this.
Yeah, I think I read an article about it that they're going to actually release it fully, you know. Yeah.
So I have a Tesla, and it's like the best car I ever bought. It's like the hands down the best car.
Which model you have?
The Model 3. And they roll out full self-driving. So like now I could be at the mall or something, right?
Yeah.
And I could literally say home, and it will drive me. Before it used to be like you're on the highway, you know, and it'll like change lanes and that type of stuff. Basic stuff now, you know.
Yeah.
That every car doing now, but like now you could like hit home and it will drive you through side streets.
So alright. So
like
the first time you did that, right? You didn't feel anyway.
The first time I did that, it was like hands on the wheel, you know, but I put on the brake. But I was like, I had to see how good this is. But it was like, I was like, this is the future, boy. I in the future right now. This thing drove me through the highway, through the neighborhood, through the side streets till like my mailbox, like pull up like at the house. And I was like,
this is in the US, not in Trinidad.
No, I'm not in Trinidad.
Okay.
I don't want you to disclose your location. You don't.
Yeah,
need
no,
to, but,
sorry, no need to say.
You know that's my dream for 860, right? Like Trinidad is is a place where technology is, you know, struggling. I just have a dream of that when I reach 860, which will be 20 something years from now. That's all I want. I just want to be able to drive home, like, and you live in that right now, so that really, really exciting you.
Yeah, it's still in beta, but even the beta is phenomenal. Like I can't believe how good it is.
So just to interject,
but it do have pothole detection. So one time,
that's what I want to ask you. Like when you're doing it, right? Because I've never spoken to anybody that has done self-driving. So I myself, I'm really excited right now because I have real questions to ask a real person, because I do trust reviews and stuff online because they don't really ask the hard questions. When it's making decisions, right? Do you ever question a decision that the self-driving algorithm made and say to yourself, I would not do that, but then see that it made the right decision, or question it and be like, I would not do that, or look where you end up now?
Not like very rarely. Very rarely. Like most of the time, like I'll try it and I'll be like, it should really be taking a left here, it should really be taking a left here, and then it'll turn on the signal and the indicator will blink and it'll take it.
Okay.
All right, I did it. But you know, I would say, you know, overall I'll give it a B+, you know.
Okay.
I'll give it, so.
And where does it lose marks?
Sometimes if you're driving and say in a road that splits from one lane to two lanes, like it don't know which lane to jump into. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Yeah. So say if you're on the highway and then like your turn off have 2 lanes on it, it'd be like, do I go in the furthest left lane or the first, So then it'll be like, too sure. But that's the only thing.
Wow.
Everything else solid. But
I jealous. Honestly, I'm jealous. But I'm glad that I'm exciting you, and I know real people that listen to this podcast and I'll be like, you should have asked him this and you should have asked him that. How come you not asking and ask him? But we're not here to ask all of the questions about our Tesla. We want to know about the technology that he's passionate about. So that's the Tesla, right? Now the humane pin that I spoke about. It got some scathing reviews because of it generating heat and the signals do always work properly and it doesn't respond properly, right? And you mentioned something while you were talking, a V1 product. A version 1 product, I don't think much technology people kind of understand that version 1 sucks. And it's almost supposed to have its fair share of issues, but you have to release it because you will just be stuck in this loop of testing, and you will never get the sense of, okay, what do I really need to work on badly? And you'll have to release version 1. And the reason I know that is because, well, I release apps for educational apps, right? And when we were releasing version 1, I was feeling so scared because I was worried that this thing's so bad, like nobody will want to use it. But there are people who are advocates for technology and they will say, I see the flaws here, but I could see where this thing is going. And it seems, based on what you said there, you kind of have that kind of feeling. So where you think the humane AI pin is going and how will it change our life if it does get to like a version 5 that is polished?
Yeah, I think the main thing with it now is that, it doesn't depend on your phone, So if you have a Pixel or iPhone or whatever, it doesn't leverage any of the logic that's in that. It calls out, it has its own cell system, its own cellular connection, all of that.
Yeah.
So it can't really pull in all of your personal information like using Apple's assistant or Google's assistant would do. It doesn't have access to your calendar and some of those basic things. But I think if they integrated more and then you into your devices that you have, then it could be better, But the V1 is always tough, because you're seeing this thing inside and out, and to your point, you're testing this, and we ran into the same thing with Pesh. It's like the first one that was rolled out, I was like, yeah, we ready, like let's go, and I was like, it working. People were signing up and I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Nothing, and it's one thing when you're testing with, and you would know this with a smaller group of people. And when you roll it out, you're like, is like, all the decisions, is that all going to play out? But yeah, I mean, the first version, I got an email from a lady and she was like, is this app ageist? Like, are you trying to just tackle for like young people? Like, entering my birthday is like too hard. And I was like, enter your birthday? Like, what? But when I looked at it from her perspective, I was like, oh, all right, this makes sense. This is her issue,
Yeah.
And then in a later release, we fixed that. And I emailed her specifically, and I was like, "We have fixed this because, when you told me this, like, it really stuck with me." And I was like, "No, this app has to be for everyone." So that was one of those things where the V1, like, yeah, it works. You could put in your birthday, you could hit save, but is it as usable and is it as accessible for everybody else? So then your version, your 1.1, your 1.12, all of that. Refines the product,
Correct. And well, me being a teacher, I have my students, well, when you're doing computer science at A-levels now, you have to actually write a program, not a flashy program, basically you just have to run a C program. And I kind of have to do that at time to time and explain it to them. But since I started the company, we started app development, my method of teaching them to code has changed a lot in terms of getting them to realize that there are things that you must do, and then there are things that you have to find out via iteration. So I was like, here, what, you all get the basic stuff, send it to me, and then I will give you all feedback. And then some people just like, no, so why would you just do the whole thing one time? I'd be like, no, if you do the whole thing one time, you might end up doing something that you think is necessary, but you may not realize that somebody just want to be able to put in their birthday that's far, far away. And it's hard to press this, to move the scrolling wheel like prices, right? And get it now. So that example, that kind of resonates with me, especially in the app development and web development process. Boy, and Trinidadians, Akeem could probably tell you that sometimes they have this inflated view of what technology can do and what they really expect to get out of it. And you just had to be like, no, I'm sorry, we can't do that. And they were like, but how Googlers do it? And you had to be like, they have a team of 1,000 engineers that sit down, and sometimes one engineer's job alone is just to deal with the sign-in button and make sure that sign-in button alone is doing what it's supposed to do, looks up particular and whatnot. And when it comes to the technologies that Trinidadians experience, they tend to be, especially with like most Trinis, I think, I ain't knocking Trinis, but most Trinis are very, there's rush by. There's rush. They're very, they have a high expectancy of the speed that you could get things done with because of the influence of what should say Western culture or American culture, where so how come they do it so fast in the States? I feel like, yo, there's structures in the States and those other things. And
even in the States, it take long.
Yeah, and sometimes they don't realize that. Yeah, like they'll be like, there's bureaucracy all over too. Yeah.
Well, I mean, in Trinidad we have a lot of bureaucracy and a lot of red tape and roadblocks. I'll show you probably.
We'll get to that in the next segment. So while we're talking about tech you're passionate about, AI doesn't really. Have you passed the AI train? Have you or have you jumped off the AI train and said to yourself, yeah, it's cool, but now let's try to figure out what it could actually do? Are you that person, or are you one that say AI is the future, and if you don't get on the train now, you will die?
That's a big question, but I believe that AI is a tool, right?
Right.
Like just like your computer, like just like Excel. I'm sure when Excel came out, people were like, well, we don't need accountants anymore.
Yes, correct, yeah.
But it's kind of, but the computer science people in there, they would know garbage in, garbage out, right? So if you put nonsense in the AI and expect it to come out with some kind of miraculous answer, like that's not gonna happen, So it's very good in my experience at on this day at this time, it's very good at like providing suggestions. So like if I'm stuck on a problem, or I'm building a function out and I'm like, how could I do this better? How could I make this more efficient? Then it's a good tool for that. Like it'll give you recommendations, but I wouldn't trust it to just say, hey, ChatGPT, go build me a iOS app to go build me a digital wallet app for Trinidad and Tobago. Like that, it'll never, it just wouldn't do that. It doesn't know. It doesn't know. Mm-hmm. But I would say for small tasks that you just, or if you have like a creative block, you're like,
right.
I'm trying to, write this, or trying to figure, solve a problem, and you're trying to get past that block. I think it's good for that. But I'm not one of those people that's like, AI going to kill everything, because we're very, very far from that right now.
In today's digital age, every business needs a strong online presence to reach new customers and stay competitive. But not every business needs a complex website or a full-fledged e-commerce solution. At makeITsimpleTT, we understand that every business has unique needs, and we offer a range of tailored solutions to fit those needs. Over the years, we've helped many businesses. Our services include website design and development. We create a professional and user-friendly website like these that represent your brand and drives results. Invoicing and payment processing. We can streamline your billing process with a user-friendly invoicing system that integrates seamlessly with most payment gateways, and you can receive online payments easily. We also do automated order forms, which allows you to collect orders online and customer information effortlessly and send back automated emails, notifications, and reminders, and then you just have to make the sale at the end. And in some cases, we offer custom software development, where we can create a specialized software system that meets your business's specific needs. But the key to all this is that we make it simple. If it's not easy for you to use, then we failed. So you can contact us today to learn more about how we can help make your business more successful. You can WhatsApp us at 1-868-308-8799, or you can visit makeITsimpleTT.com/business.